Everybody, this is Danielle and welcome to my YouTube channel Danielle Style, where we deal with topics from business to style. We're going to be talking about Trinidad ferries today. There was a little brouhaha in Trinidad because the citizens were looking at the cost to rent. Well, I should say lease, they really say lease. To lease all these ferries that have been mostly giving a lot of trouble, but we ended up selling a ferry that could have been refurbished. This is the Panorama that you would have known about somewhere around the 80s if you travel between Trinidad and Tobago on the inter-island ferry during that time. So I'm going to just have some clips of how the Panorama looks. Now it is owned by a small company in Greece, and if you used to travel in Panorama and you see how it is now, you would be amazed. So take a look.
If you are from before the 1990s, you would have known the Panorama to be the inter-island ferry between Trinidad and Tobago. Have you ever wondered what happened to it? Where did it go?
We have to leave Trinidad and head to Greece in the Mediterranean. 25 kilometers from Athens lies the small port of Rafina. It serves some of the Greek islands. The Panorama sails from here to Marmaris 2 to 3 times a day. She still has the same name, the same color. It is as if time stood still. The Panorama was bought by the government of Trinidad and Tobago in 1987. After years of neglect and mismanagement, she was declared unsafe to transport a maximum capacity of passengers, and in 2004 she was withdrawn from service. Finally, she was sold for an undisclosed sum to the present Greek owners in 2010. Walking through the Panorama now, it is hard to imagine that she was once unserviceable. The Panorama was bought by the government of Trinidad and Tobago in 1987 for 114 million TT dollars. It was a bit of a secret how much she was sold for in 2010. I was told it was for her value in scrap metal. I was not satisfied with that answer. I submitted a request under the Freedom of Information Act. After many months of waiting, I received the answer. She was sold for $350,000 US dollars, about 2.4 million TT dollars at the time. I'm calling Jack Warner, the then Minister of Transport and Works. Minister Warner never answered his phone. After a few attempts at reaching him, I realized that we don't need his response about what condition he found the Panorama in, or if $350,000 US was a fair price for her. Mr. Warner was just one link in a long chain of failure. In a way, I'm happy to know that this ship, which to me was always like Trinidad and Tobago's Titanic, still functions, still sails, and does what she was built to do: carry people and freight for leisure and business.
Now this video wouldn't be too long. A lot of people would say, well, the transport time of the Panorama was very long and it made a lot of people seasick. But I am sure the Panorama could have been used for example, maybe an extra cargo boat, and there would be less money spent on just getting all these different ferries. One of the ferries we had, we waited, I think it was last year, we waited months to get this ferry from wherever it was supposed to be refurbished and then brought back. So I believe it was bought for approximately 100 million and sold for about 2 or 3 million as scrap. People have also been saying that the Trinidad mentality is to use something and don't maintain it and don't refurbish it. If we look at our buses, we look at our ferries, we can see, and also police vehicles, if you pass in City Gate, you would see like a whole area with just abandoned buses, because it seems, it is alleged, this is something I would assume, it's not good to assume, but it seems like we buy these things, we buy buses, we buy ferries, but we don't have enough people want to maintain it, and we don't have the resources or the money to maintain it. You would hear the police service talking about they don't have any. You have a serious matter, you call the police telling you, we don't have any cars, you know. You call an ambulance, Lord, you have to wait about 45 minutes to an hour or more to get an ambulance. And some people just will bundle up the person and carry them to the hospital. So yes, you may talk about the ferry being slow and all that, but it could have still been used. It could have been an extra cargo boat. It could have been some sort of cruising kind of boat. I don't know, but it could have been used for something. Something. So anyway, feel free to subscribe to Danielle Style on YouTube. Put any comments in the comment section below the video, and feel free to come back for another video. Bye.